everybody and welcome back to a new video. I am Melanie Josephine, the award-winning author of Love Life Simplified, and today I want to share my experience with my 30-day challenge. So for 30 days I meditated 10 minutes every day, but it wasn't just any meditation, it was Dr. Joe's Go Love meditation, where I dedicated 10 minutes a day to sending love to somebody that I know. And I am particularly saying somebody that I know because before I started, I created a list of people, and it basically included people that I love, people that I like, people that I'm friends with, people that I'm acquaintances with, but then also people that I don't have a relationship with anymore, people who have potentially hurt me in the past, or who I just generally don't have a very good relationship with, or I don't speak to anymore. So I intentionally put these people on the list because it is very easy to put everyone you love on the list. But this is a challenge, so if I want to challenge myself, I felt that it was a really good idea to put people on the list that I either didn't have a good relationship with, or that I could potentially improve my relationship with. So if I look down sometimes, it's because I made myself some notes. I found it very interesting. So already in the very beginning of the challenge, let's say a few days into this challenge, I already felt quite a big positive change, which really surprised me because I usually only do 45-minute meditations, and I always thought that shorter meditations do not do me as good as the longer ones, and I still believe that it's better for me to sit down for 45 minutes rather than just 10. But this experiment was very interesting because it showed me that if I have a time in my life where I don't have 45 minutes a day, that 10 minutes do make a change. And yeah, so what I already noticed, let's say within the first 10 days or so, I noticed that I felt generally more love in my heart. I felt more empathy and acceptance for people. I didn't get agitated so easily about other people's mistakes or flaws. Something that really surprised me, and I wasn't really sure if I can just account that to this 10-minute meditation, although I can't recall making really many other changes to my life other than this. So I don't know, it was kind of weird, but I started to be a lot more confident, and it was a very positive change to watch. How did I notice? I noticed this in conversation with friends and with my boyfriend, because I sometimes am scared to bring certain topics up, or I'm not sure how to express myself, and then I keep things to myself, or I think for a very long time how I can express myself. Anyway, long story short, suddenly I just felt so much more confident bringing things up, and also confident in the choice of words that I use, and that it's important to bring things up. But anyway, just generally felt so much more confident. The other thing that I noticed was that as I was sending love to these people in those 10-minute meditations, that positive memories with that person would come back. And this was not just limited to the people that I like and love, and it was just really wonderful. And especially for the people that I don't have a particularly positive relationship with, I felt like I was looking at the relationship from a different angle, from a more loving angle, and that maybe I was able to let that negative angle go because it doesn't serve me. And I also noticed that loving thoughts about other people came to me easier. And that is obviously a very, very good side effect, because if I think loving thoughts, or if I think them more than less, then that means that I'm having a better experience. I'm having a happier experience of my life, really. So yeah, that was very, very interesting. And then something else happened that was very interesting, and I can't really say why, but around day 18, very, very suddenly, I felt like I don't want to do this anymore. I've had enough. I know how I feel. I've collected my data. I know what positive effects it has on me, and now I can stop. I think this were kind of the thoughts that came up, and that made it more difficult for me to motivate myself to continue. But because I made the commitment to do this for 30 days, and especially because I hadn't done a 30-day challenge, I really, really wanted to bring this one to the end. I said to myself, it doesn't matter, I will just do it regardless. But I'm telling you, it was really, really hard. So from around day 18 until around day 27, I was kind of dragging myself to do this, and I could notice, because before I would just get up and do it in the morning, and then it was done with, and I had a very good start of the day with this 10-minute meditation, and suddenly I would just forget. I would somehow remember in the afternoon or in the evening that I hadn't done it yet. I would just push it, and yeah, it was not good, but I kept continuing to do it. And when I did it, I still felt the love in my heart that I was sending out to that person. So just because I kind of had to drag myself to do it, please don't think that the meditation was any less effective. Also, this might be interesting for yourself, that if you struggle to do something that you really want to do, don't say to yourself that just because it's difficult to motivate yourself that it won't do you any good, or that you won't enjoy it at all, because you can still bring yourself to have the same positive effect even if you didn't come to it with the same motivation. But really, when our motivation changes, it always changes because of a thought, and we always have to remind ourselves of that. So that's why when I ask myself, why did this suddenly change? I said to myself, well, my thought about it must have changed. And I think it's because my thought suddenly was, I've learned what I wanted to learn. I don't think any more changes are going to occur in the next 12 days. And so why not just drop it? Kind of like little analyzation in my head, and yeah. But because of the commitment, as I said, I didn't drop it. However, I also didn't see any other positive changes happen in those 12 days. It kind of plateaued, except in those 12 days there were actually a few people on the list that I don't have a particularly good relationship with, and I do think that even though I don't know, so I can't say that one of those relationships has changed in a major way now. What changed about my relationship to those people was how I feel about them, and I guess also how I think about them. So now as mentioned before, I am more likely to think of that relationship from a positive angle and not so much from a negative angle. So even if the relationship didn't miraculously change altogether, I do think that I had a positive influence on this relationship, even if it's just the fact that I'm coming from a different energy, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you try this out, if you do this challenge, I would definitely recommend putting people on there that you don't like or that you don't get along with, or where you maybe want to change the relationship, and just see how you feel different. Okay, just to summarize what I'm taking away from this challenge altogether is that I did feel a very positive change. It does show me that short meditations also can make a difference, and that they have a change in my demeanor and in my thinking. They do have a positive influence on my relationships, because I started to feel more loving feelings, and as I said before, more understanding, more empathy. And then I think it's also interesting how I've watched myself with my drop in motivation. There's two things I take away from that. A, you can continue to do something you don't want to do because I did it. And then B, why did my demeanor change? It was because I changed my thought. So if I stayed curious, if I would have been able to, let's say, change my thought into something like, well, even if I don't think that something new will happen in those 12 days, maybe I can stay curious. Maybe I can give it another go. Maybe I can just see if the second half of this challenge shows me anything that I don't know yet, or even if it doesn't, maybe I can just enjoy the benefits that I have enjoyed so far. So if I would have been able to change my thinking to that, which I did a bit, but not fully, I must admit, then it probably would have been easier. So yes, so all in all, I am really glad I did this. There were quite a few positive changes, especially the confidence change that really surprised me. And I wouldn't actually mind doing this again occasionally. I mean, not 30 days in a row. I do meditate regularly as it is. I do my 45 meditations around 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times. And so it is something that's incorporated in my life already, but I guess occasionally I could do this 10-minute meditation again. Yeah, I guess you can see I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've ever done anything like this, please share it in the comments below, or if you have any questions or video ideas for me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody who might be interested in this topic, and subscribe for more videos like this. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm sending you love from London, and I'll see you soon. Bye!